So my dating life is a joke. I can't even make this up anymore. Like I can't even make this stuff up. I'm talking to this girl. We're texting for a little bit. It's going well. I say, hey, do you like coffee? She says, yeah, I love coffee. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, cool. We mesh on something. Do you want to get coffee sometime?
I do that all the time too. Like try to find things I get in common with the other person, then like, let's go do that. That's why my first question is like, do you like fucking? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, cool. Would you like to take a fucking sometime?
I mean,
why would you? Why are you tripping?
Does it work?
90,
Does it work?
90% of the time, it works in the 10% of the time that it works.
So it doesn't. Cool.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So she texts back and she says, this isn't going to work for me. We have different approaches / principles to dating, and I'm not going to waste our time any further. And she blocked me. You just said you love coffee. What's wrong with getting coffee?
Oh, well, it's
Like,
really
that is
simple. There's a difference between loving coffee and loving
Easy
coffee
way.
on a first date.
Here, someone said, coffee screams cheap. Lunch is an interview. Dinner is romance. That sounds good on a Hallmark card.
Ask me on a coffee date, I'll give him 1 of 3 responses. For a blunt response, I'll tell him I already own a coffee machine. For a straight response, I'll tell him I only like to go coffee by myself or with my friends. And for a cheeky response, wouldn't you want our first date to be memorable?
You want a woman to fantasize hooking up with you, and she's not going to be doing that on a coffee date. Coffee dates and walks are way too platonic. A date should be where you're having fun, you're connecting, and you're close in proximity.
Sorry, man. You're right. You're right.
What?
Do you like a date has to be close in proximity? It cannot be platonic. I'm sorry. You're right. Yo, you like f***ing? Yeah. Okay, let's. You're right.
Okay.
It's gonna be memorable. Whether it's good or bad, it's gonna be memorable. Boom. You're f***ing right. Shit, I don't know shit about this shit. You understand what I'm saying?
All right,
Teach me.
Let her cook.
Coffee dates and walks are way too platonic. A date should be where you're having fun, you're connecting, and you're close in proximity, so that fantasy and allure and intrigue is there.
This is why you should never accept a coffee date for a first date. Perhaps it sounds convenient to you because you don't need to spend the whole evening with
She's filming this from IKEA. What's going on?
She's in the cubicle.
a stranger you may not like. But a guy who just invites you for coffee shows such low effort. It almost shows as if he's not interested in getting to know you. As if he says, let that girl prove herself first before I'm willing to take her out for dinner. But let me tell you what this says about you. If you accept a coffee date, that actually shows that you accept the bare minimum, and that shows how you see yourself. Because if you don't see yourself as being worthy of something more than just a coffee, how can he be convinced? The purpose of dating is to meet new people, and maybe to meet a potential boyfriend while having fun. But a coffee date doesn't sound like fun. It sounds more like a job. Okay, I'll go.
I mean, it's not fun if you just don't know how to have interesting conversations. Okay, here's what it comes down to. Coffee dates are fine for people who enjoy the idea of going on a coffee date. For some people, it's perfectly acceptable. Sitting down with somebody, there's a lot of pros to it, not too intense. At the end of the day, if it's not going well, especially when you're meeting someone that you don't know well at all, then you can just leave without too much strings attached. Also, it's not a dinner, so he's not paying for a lot, so you don't have to worry about him feeling entitled after the fact. There's a lot of reasons to like coffee dates. And there's a lot of reasons to like dinner, too. I mean, yeah, so the guy's probably going to be paying for your meal. I would like that, too, if I was a lady, okay? Free food, shit. Sign me up, bitch. But I think there's also a lot of reasons why women don't feel very comfortable when they're meeting someone that they don't feel comfortable with on a dinner date. It can feel a bit more intense, and you can't just walk away from a dinner the same way you could probably just leave a coffee date a lot earlier, right? So there's pros and cons to both. I just don't know why people have to always make this aspersion that people who accept coffee dates have low self-esteem or accept the bare minimum or don't value themselves. You can value yourself and take a walk with somebody. Some of you guys actually need to go and take walks with the people you're on dates with. Not because it's cheap, but you actually need to spend way more time actually talking to the person that you're going to be romantically interested in and getting to know them properly. Too many of you guys want to go straight to the really romantic stuff and then go to fucking right afterwards. It's okay to do simple shit together too. You know what? With simple shit, you can find out if you guys are actually compatible. Because you guys got to sit there with nothing but each other, and that's it. And if you guys can't carry a conversation and find some common ground, you're probably not meant to be together. Is one way or the other right? No. And I think it's okay to not like one over the other. I just don't like it when people choose one and they be like, hey, you fucking basic bitches who would accept that. Why you gotta be insulting? Why do you gotta look down as if your way's better? Honestly, when you act that arrogantly about it, it makes me think that you're probably a little hoochie mama who's in for some free meals. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Wait, now, I'm doing exactly what you're doing, so it don't sound great. But you get what I'm trying to say. So, that's my thoughts on this whole discussion every time it comes up. But yeah, live and let live.
I don't think that there's a problem with people just want not.
Sorry. You said I don't think, and I'm like, I don't see anything wrong with a little bump and grind right away. I don't see nothing wrong.
Oh, and there's coffee. I don't see nothing wrong with that, but I also didn't see.
Got you. Sorry.
No. I bro, come on now.
Yeah, keep going.
I understand the sentiment.
Keep going. Got you.
I'm the one that
Yeah, go for it.
So, I understand people that don't want to go on coffee date, and I'm for it. I'm for the fact that you don't want to go on coffee dates. I'm for the fact that you want to have someone spend a little bit more money on the first date and stuff like that to wow you. Keep that energy. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. If that's you, thank you. On the other hand, the person that wants to go on coffee dates, that's just a red flag for you, and then you just move on because you don't want that person. It's like someone that don't want to date me. I'm not going to try to force myself to, no, but why don't you want to date me? You don't? Cool. I like who like me. Keep it moving. You know what I mean? Them not wanting that is fine. It just shows you right there and then that you're not compatible on the talking. Just talk. Just by talking, you know you're not compatible. Keep it moving then. Just like the same way that you would go on a coffee date and you would talk and you'd be like, I don't think we're going to be compatible. Let's move on, you know, or, you know, it's not going to work. It's the same thing, but with a few less steps, right? You knew right away that it was not for you. So don't be mad. Just keep it going. And I know it could be frustrating because there's a lot of people like that and there's a culture like that, but keep it going. It's not, I don't think it's for you. I don't think they're for you. I don't think you want that necessarily. Don't change their mind.
I'll say this. You guys can expect that a man comes in and he's going to pay for an $80 coffee date. I hope that you guys bring something more than a $2 personality, okay? Some of y'all be expecting a lot and ain't got much to offer. Y'all need to chill out. Also, what's wrong with taking things in progressive steps? Maybe you start off at a coffee date and then move forward from there to bigger things. The same way, what's wrong with you just meet and just spend some time together and then eventually move on to more physical contact? A lot of things are progressive in relationships. I don't see what's wrong with going from a coffee date to something more after that. If he takes you on successive coffee dates, you have a complaint. If it's just the first one, who gives a shit? Y'all making a thing out of something that's not a thing. That's your line. Don't worry. Today I'm copying.
No, I ain't mad at it.
I'm just saying, okay?
I ain't mad at it.
So that's all right? Also, we got a Discord, a Reddit, where we, in there talking, taking all these topics. A lot of these topics actually came from our subreddit. So if you want to suggest stuff to us, go, be part of the community, have those discussions. But yeah, just do what works for you guys, okay? But be open. All right, a lot of people are convinced that they have the answer, and what we're saying is there's a lot of different answers out there. It doesn't need to be a one-size-fits-all, and you don't have to disparage other people because the way that they like to move forward in dating is a bit different. Just chill out. All right?